Seriously, what happened back there with Yuzu?
なんだか急に様子がおかしくなったな。
I had planned to help Yuzu with her research again today, but now that it's been cancelled, my schedule is completely clear. I ended up going with Akane to hang out downtown. It's not like I have a problem with being alone, but after seeing the news of that escaped criminal last night, it would be considerably safer to stick together with someone. It just so happened that Akane was free as well.
しかし、聖一はそんなにゆずの研究に付き合えなかったのは残念だったのか？
Huh? Why?
いや、先ほどからずっとゆずのことばかり口にしているからな。
You think so? Sorry.
いや、謝る必要はないが、しかし繁華街に来たのはいいが、何をするんだ？
Do you have anything you need to buy?
いや、特にこれと言ってはないのだが。
Then let's go to the cafe. I'll treat you to a parfait as thanks for coming out here with me.
ああ、それは本当か。
Akane's eyes instantly light up like a child's. Yeah, really.
善は急げだ、聖一。
Hey, no need to pull me. There's no hurry. The parfaits aren't going to disappear. While Akane was pulling me just as we reached the cafe.
あ？もう構うなってどういうことだよ。
別に言葉通りですよ。
What's going on here?
マジで言ってるんですか、師匠さん？
ええ、マジです。
ふざけんじゃねえぞ。せめて理由くらいは言いやがれよ。
There on the street stood three familiar people having a heated conversation. Isn't that Shijo's group?
ああ、あんなところで何をやってるんだ？見たところ喧嘩をしている様子だが。
Them being who they are, I'm a bit hesitant to call out to them.
おい、てめえら何見てんだよ。
こっちみんな！
The group finally notices us, and now their sharp stares are focused on us. Because of our track record with this group, Akane and I swiftly brace ourselves for trouble.
これは大場くんたちではないですか。
Shijo disengages from Fujimori and Fushimi, turning to us and giving us an affectionate, frivolous smile. Yo, it's been a while.
対抗戦見事でしたね。まさかあのオースティンさんたちに勝ってしまうなんて。本当、我々とは大違いですよ。
Looks like you're having a dispute here. Is everything alright?
ええ。全然構いませんので。
No matter how I look at it, that doesn't seem to be the case with those two.
師匠、あたいらとの話はいいのかよ。
そうっすよ。貸しの森のやつらなんかと喋る必要はないですって。ああ言ってるようだが。
気にしなくて結構です。対抗戦も終わりましたし、彼女たちとはもうチームでも何でもありませんから。
師匠、本気で言ってるのか、それ。
おや、あの氷結系の子は一緒ではないんですね。今日は2人だけですか？
ああ、そうだが。
セコンドの染谷さんもいないみたいですね。
You can't remember Kamishiro's name, yet you remember Yuzu's?
ああ、たまたまです。染谷さんはとても優秀な研究者らしいですね。僕のチームにもそういった方がいれば、もう少しマシな戦績を収められたかもしれないと、そう思っただけですよ。
I thought being selected as representatives of St. David's Academy was already a big deal.
やっぱり私たちが弱いから、だから愛想を尽かしたんですか？
もういい。行こう、伏見。師匠、あたいらは今日はもう帰るよ。また明日学園でな。
ええ、さようなら。
Fujimori leaves the area, consoling the downcast Fushimi she takes along with her. It's not a good idea to go around hurting girls like that.
わかってますよ。では、僕の方もこれで。
Shijo leaves in the opposite direction that Fujimori went.
結局何だったんだ？
Who knows? For some reason or another, it seems like Shijo's group was having a squabble. Other than that, we don't know anything else.
それよりもパフェだパフェ。
Recovering our earlier cheery mood, we walk into the cafe. A few days later. Oi, Yuzu!
聖一さん、
You okay? You look kinda pale today.
大丈夫です。ちょっと研究が忙しいだけですから。
In that case, should I help? No need to hold back, just ask.
ありがとうございます。でも、これはゆずがやらないといけないことなので。
What is it? Something you have to do?
はい。やらないといつまで経ってもゆずは届かないと思うんです。だからもっと頑張って認められないといけないんです。
She mumbles to herself as if chasing after something. And then she totters right past me. Wait a minute, we are not done talking yet. I stretch out my hand to stop Yuzu. But when I see the pained look on her face, my hand falls short.
すいません。ゆず、研究がありますから。
Yuzu,
ごめんなさい。聖一さん。
with that, Yuzu runs away without even looking back. Just what exactly is this? Recently, I haven't been able to have a good talk with Yuzu. Every time I try, she says she's busy and immediately distances herself from me. It's been like this ever since that researcher came to scout me. That incident must have been the trigger, which means that Yuzu is avoiding me because nothing rings a bell. And from what I hear from Chiharu, Yuzu often comes back to the dorm pretty late. She's so engrossed in her research that her complexion is starting to turn bad. I'm worried about her health. She must be overdoing it. Things can't go on like this. Looks like I'll have to force an opportunity to have a conversation. I thought that was what had to be done if I wanted to repair our fractured relationship. Right after classes end, I head over to C class. I wait for Yuzu to come out and then...
聖一さん。
Yo, got a minute? Before she has a chance to respond, I quickly grab her hand. I don't think things can go on like this. Don't you think so too, Yuzu? Yuzu doesn't respond, remaining silent. Without saying any more, I wait for Yuzu's response.
どうしても今じゃなきゃダメなんですか？
Sorry, but today I'm going to be a bit forceful. The apprehensive air surrounding the two of us is starting to attract other students. Seems like we won't be able to have a nice chat here. Come with me.
わかりました。
We slip through the ring of congregated students and wind up in the courtyard. This should do. Turning around to face Yuzu, I see that she is wearing a look of hidden determination. Grasping onto that emotion, I gently let go of her hand. Right, so what's going on? Did I do something to annoy you?
いえ、そうではありません。むしろ。
Even with her face set in determination, it still seems to be something difficult to say. Even I can't rush her on something like this. All I can do now is wait.
気づいたことがあったんです。考えたんです。いっぱいいっぱい考えて、それで今のゆずじゃ資格がないって思ったんです。
Qualified? What are you talking about? Having been told something like that, I unthinkingly ask her what she meant.
そして決めたんです。ゆず、聖一さんの担当から外れようと。
Eh? But then she uttered words that blew away all doubt. Remove yourself? You mean from the research on me?
はい。ゆずじゃ力不足ですから。しかるべき方が行った方が いいと思いますから。
Why are you saying this all of a sudden? Give me a reason. My stomach starts to hurt from hearing these words that I never wanted to hear. I wanted to hear her deny it all, but I had a bad feeling about it all along.
来週の頭に石橋先生に正式にお伝えしようと思います。その後のことは先生が決めてくださると思いますけど、きっと今よりもちゃんとした研究ができるはずですから。
I wanted to hear a reason, but all I got was a formal, business-like response. Just what is Yuzu talking about? These words are so overwhelming that I can only accept them mechanically. The contents are totally lost on me.
誠一さんにも大変迷惑をかけてしまい申し訳ありませんでした。それと
Just then, when her words cut off, she began to falter.
今までゆずなんかの研究に付き合っていただきありがとうございました。
What are you...
では失礼します。
Before I can respond, Yuzu abruptly ends our conversation. Without a single word more, Yuzu bows curtly and hurries off. Wait! I try to run after Yuzu, but my body won't react. How did things get to this point? I thought it was merely a misunderstanding, but it suddenly turned into this. I don't get it. Why would Yuzu suddenly say something like that? I can't get my thoughts in order. My mind keeps going blank with all these questions floating up.
何があったのだ。
Akane, huh? Were you listening to us?
たまたま通りかかってな。良くないとは思っていたのだが雰囲気が気になってな。
Akane looks at me with a pitiful expression, but I am too occupied to even think about her. I'm still stunned over the meaning of Yuzu's declaration.
ぶしつけであることは申し訳ないと思うが声をかけずにはいられなくてな。というか大丈夫なのか。ひどい顔だぞ。
Akane looks at me with concern. A little something just cropped up.
ちょっとそんな風には見えないぞ。やはりゆずと何かあったのか。
Despite being asked that, I myself have yet to absorb the situation. Even after desperately trying to sort through the circumstances, I still don't want to acknowledge what just happened here as truth.
なんと言えばそのゆずと喧嘩でもしたのか。
No, not really.
なら何があったというのだ。
Akane didn't quite understand the situation, so she's bombarding me with questions. With Akane acting like this, I have no choice but to give a straight answer. Yuzu suddenly said she was going to give up on being the director of the research on me.
なんだと。なぜだ。ゆずもあんなに喜んでいたではないか。理由は何なのだ。
I don't know. I wasn't able to ask her. Akane, who had previously been pushing through a one-sided conversation, suddenly cuts off and heaves a deep sigh.
先日学園に動力の研究者がやってきたことは覚えているか。
Yeah, that incident stood out for me.
私も気になってはいたがまさかこんなことになるとはな。
It seems like she's avoiding me. I can't seem to have a proper conversation with her anymore.
そうだったのか。それで話をしたら誠一の担当を辞めると言われたのか。
As soon as I voice the facts aloud, a light bulb turns on in my head. Akane must have understood too, because she instantly becomes silent.
しかしあの時の話か。大した話をした覚えはないな。
Akane crosses her arms and mutters to herself, trying to organize the thoughts in her head.
それで誠一はどうするつもりなのだ。
I can't stand for this. I think I'll keep asking her until I get to hear her reason.
だがあの雰囲気を見る限りそれも難しそうに見えるぞ。
That's right. If she keeps avoiding me, I can't have a conversation, but I don't want to do something too drastic.
これは私の仮説に過ぎないのだが聞いてくれるか。
I give Akane a nod. She has a mysterious expression on her face.
もしかすると 誠一には理由を話しづらいことなのではないか。
Something difficult to say to me. What could that be?
だから仮説だと言っているだろ。しかしそう思わなければ理由も言わずにやめるなどとは言わないだろう。
It's certainly true that there doesn't appear to be any other reason, but if that were really the case, then... In that case, if I'm the one to ask, she'll never give me the answer. I could sense my shoulders dropping in disappointment.
だからこそ私がいるではないか。
Eh? You what?
誠一さえ良ければ手を貸そう。
Thank you! Please, help me out!
任せておけ。なんと言っても誠一には毎度助けられているからな。それにゆずも友達だ。私としてもお前たちがそんな状況にいつまでも陥っているのは見るに耐えないからな。
Even though it's quite a heavy request, Akane simply laughs gaily. Right now, she seems so reliable that I can't even think about turning her down.
では早速今日の夜にでも私からゆずに掛け合ってみるとしよう。
Today? Isn't it too early for that?
なぜだ。善は急げという言葉もあるだろ。
If you really believe that, then I'll leave it to you. I kind of have a bad feeling about this, but I could only accomplish so much by myself, so... I entrust my hopes to Akane and can now only wait for her results.
はい、どちら様でしょうか。
It's late at night. The sound of knocking echoes through the silence in the room.
私だ。よければ開けてくれないか。茜さん。夜分遅くにすまない。少しゆずと話したいことがあってな。話したいことですか。一体何のことでしょうか。回りくどいのは嫌いだから単刀直入に言おう。
Just from that, Yuzu understands exactly what Akane's come for.
誠一のことだ。
The words that leave Akane-san's mouth are exactly what Yuzu envisioned.
ここでは声も通る。部屋の中に入ってもいいか。はい。
Yuzu wants to run away, but for some reason, Yuzu manages to respond calmly.
飲み物は入れましょうか。いや、あまり長居するつもりもないからな。必要ないぞ。
Yuzu can acutely feel Akane-san's gaze. She seems to be plotting something.
それで、どうして誠一のことを聞くのか。
Akane-san reveals the question before Yuzu has a chance to ask it.
偶然その場を見てしまってな。気になって誠一に声をかけたのだ。誠一さんは何と言っていましたか。ああ、ゆずの意図を理解しかねているようだったぞ。
That's to be expected after such a one-sided declaration of resignation. It would be hard to come to terms with it. Even Yuzu understands that Seiji-san, more than anyone else, should be told the reason. It was supposed to be innately understood, but Yuzu's chest still hurt from saying it.
何か誠一がゆずの気に障るようなことでもしたのだろうか。いえ、誠一さんは悪くありません。ならなぜ誠一を避けるのだ。私にもその理由がさっぱりだ。やっぱり茜さんもその理由が知りたくてここに来たんですね。それもあるが、それ以上に誠一もゆずも心配なのだ。ゆず、心配されるような立場じゃありません。立場？友人を心配することにそんなものが必要なのか？
Akane-san reacts with surprise, her reply filled with curiosity.
どうしたのだ。私はそんなおかしなことを言ったのだろうか。いえ、そういうわけじゃないんです。そっか、それならばいいのだが、まあいい、話を戻すことにしよう。
Akane's straightforward eyes keep focus on Yuzu.
誠一の担当をやめる。 その理由は私にも言えないことなのだろうか。それはそうした方がいいと思ったんです。しかし急すぎる。担当に決まった時にゆずも喜んでいたではないか。
Even now, the joy of being officially selected as the researcher is still lingering in Yuzu's memory. But thinking of the things that came afterwards is too painful.
今までもゆずが誠一さんを独り占めにしてしまって、他にも研究したいっていう人は大勢いて。そうじゃない。私は今はゆず自身のことを聞いているのだ。ゆずの気持ち。よければ理由を聞かせてはくれないのか。特にはないです。私にも話せないことなのか。
Akane-san seems visibly disappointed to hear that cop-out line.
やはり国立研究所から来たあの研究者が関係しているのか。どうしてそう思うのですか。あの時ゆずの様子がおかしいとは思ったのだ。何か引っかかるものがあったんじゃないのか。
That person from the National Research Lab. That incident was certainly the trigger. It had caused a great deal of overthinking in the days that followed.
思ったんです。誠一さんの将来のことを。誠一の将来？どういうことだ。誠一さんはゆずと一緒にいたらダメだって思ってしまいました。世界的にも急な能力を持つ誠一さんをゆずが縛り付けることによってその可能性を閉じてしまう。そう思うとゆずなんだか怖くなってしまって。なるほどな。だが私から見ればゆずも世界に通用するだけの力を秘めているように見えるぞ。そんなことありませんよ。ゆずなんて平凡で、それこそ誠一さんに釣り合うような存在じゃないんです。自信がないというのはわかる。だが釣り合わないなんて言うんじゃない。しょうがないじゃないですか。そんな弱気でどうするのだ。それにゆず自身言っていたではないか。できれば誠一と付き合いたいと。あの気持ちは嘘だったというのか。
Yes, Yuzu really did say that, but thinking back, it was something said in the heat of the moment. Yuzu thought she'd finally caught up with Seichi. It was a misunderstanding, like that from which the idea came.
好きです。だけどゆずじゃダメなんです。足手まといになっちゃいますから。足手まとい？対抗戦を思い出せ。みんなゆずの努力を認め評価しているじゃないか。偶然です。誠一さんがいたからできただけで。きっとそうじゃなかったら違う結果だったと思います。それに誠一さんにはきっとゆずなんかよりもふさわしい人がいるはずなんです。ふさわしい？なんだそれは。ゆずなんかよりも誠一さんにふさわしくて、その名を聞くだけでもみんなにも認められるような人が周りにいますから。
Yuzu stares at Akane, trying to convey her implication.
聞きたくはないのだが、それはつまり靖国家の名を冠する私であればふさわしいということなのだろうか。
Yuzu can feel nuances of anger in her diction. The tense atmosphere surrounding Akane causes Yuzu's knees to begin trembling.
茜さんなら誰もが認め、誠一さんと共に将来を歩んでいけると思いますから。ふざけるな！そんなこと言われて私が喜ぶと思っているのか。
Yuzu is startled, seeing Akane fly into such a rage for the first time, and finds herself unable to move her mouth.
靖国の茜ならば、ゆずは誠一と釣り合うなどと考えているのか。
Her rage seems to be near murderous. Yuzu's entire body is now frozen stiff.
ゆずの気持ちはそんな程度のことで揺らぐような簡単なものだったのか。
Those words pierce Yuzu deep into her heart.
だけどしょうがないんです。ゆずじゃダメですから。茜さんならきっと大丈夫ですから。それは靖国茜という存在ならということなのだろう。でも茜さんなら誰もが誠一さんとの仲を認めてくれると。そんなものこちらから願い下げだ。
She scoffs at the idea with disappointment.
まさか友達からこんなことを言われるとはな。怒りでどうにかなってしまいそうだ。いや、ゆずのことを友達と思っていたのは私の勘違いだったのか。ゆずは靖国というくくりで私を見ていて、そんな物差しで私と友達になったとでも言うのか。まさか私の友達が人の価値をそういったものでしか判断できない人物だったとはな。そんなことは。
The words clog up as they come out. No matter how one interpreted them, Yuzu realizes those words she uttered earlier could only carry that meaning.
それに分かっているのか。ゆずの言葉は誠一自身の気持ちを踏みにじっているのだぞ。
Akane's unprecedented words are making Yuzu's lips quiver. Yuzu desperately wants to erase those words, but her own won't come out. Yuzu can barely even breathe.
どうした？何か言ったらどうなのだ。それとも何か全てその通りとでも言いたいのか。
No, it's not. That's all Yuzu needs to say, but the only thing leaving her mouth is her breath. It becomes hard to properly face Akane-san with all the messy thoughts pressing down on Yuzu's body.
もういい。私の方が限界だ。
Akane moves towards the door as if she can't stand to look at Yuzu any longer.
私はそんな上辺だけの関係ではないと思っていたのだがな。
Yuzu has no idea what to say to that. Akane-san stops seemingly subconsciously at the door frame on the way out.
友として最後に言っておきたいことがある。誠一のことをちゃんと考えてやってくれ。そしてこれからも私が友人と呼べるような選択をしてくれることを願っている。
Akane says those words as she walks out the door. Yuzu falls to her knees as soon as the door closes. How did things get to this point? It was for Seichi-san's sake. That should have been her answer, but Yuzu put it off. Akane's words bear down on Yuzu heavily. Seichi-san's feelings and Yuzu's own feelings. Many different things are churning together. Yuzu can no longer make sense of them anymore.
考えなくちゃ。
Yuzu murmurs that many times, thinks about it, thinks about things to come. Then she thinks about her own self. Because she can't remain without an answer any longer.